So this is the point when we get to bring up the woman at the helm of both this event as well as the organization it benefits. Executive Director of Project Safe, Joan Pretty. I'll tell you, I've been told to put a cork in it because there are so many things that I could say about Joan. But what I want you to know is that there are so many wonderful things that each and every one of us have been impacted by because of Joan's work, and that includes me.
That's right. And Joan never wants to talk about herself, and she put it very nicely. But yes, we won't say too much, but here's what we will say. With much credit to Joan, in her 24-plus years of leadership, Project SAFE has grown from a small crisis response organization to one that provides comprehensive and innovative services at the forefront of the movement to end domestic violence. Yep. In order to avoid violating our express instructions, let me also just say that you are about to hear from an extraordinarily impressive and exceptionally humble servant leader.
Everybody give it up for Joan
Joan
Pretty.
Pretty.
I have the standings updated from what you've heard already. In fourth place, team number 3, Carmen and Catherine. In third place, team number 9, Heather and Chelsea. Moving all the way up to second place, team number 1, Nichelle and Abby. And just hanging on in first, team number 4, Gary and Natalie. Y'all, I have made that announcement 15 times. It's still fun. But I've got a different number swirling in my head tonight. I was in Atlanta recently, and I met a woman who told me about her experience as a child survivor of domestic violence. That complicated dynamic as a kid when you love both of your parents so much, but you are terrified that one is going to kill the other. She told me about their cries for help. She told me about their calls to the police. She told me about the times they left. And she told me about the time they went to a domestic violence shelter, how hard her mom worked to try to create the beginnings of a new life. It was a 90-day program. And on the 91st day, with nowhere else to go, they went back to the abuser. That day is burned in her memory. And that number, 91, it's been swirling in my head ever since. Project Safe, we offer so many programs and services, and one of them is emergency shelter. And we call ourselves a 90-day shelter. It's typical of the movement, but we do not do what was done to that family. The 91st day is the day that you regroup and re-up and figure out what the next phase is going to be like. But that takes resources and creativity and time, and we get those resources from the generosity of this community. We get those resources from the generosity of the audience here tonight at this event. But you know, I've been thinking about the 91st day, not just in the context of shelter, but as a symbol of the way that we do all of our work. I've been thinking the 91st day is the extra time that we spend on the hotline and the text line to give care and comfort to the person who's reached out. The 91st day is the extra call or the contact or the visit that we make after reading a police report or after someone doesn't come into an outreach appointment. So they know we've got their back, so that they know we're concerned about their safety. The 91st day is the energy and the effort we put into systems change advocacy and legislative advocacy so that tomorrow is better than yesterday for everyone who's ever experienced violence. The 91st day, it's the extra mile that every one of our staff walks with everybody they work with. So I'm thinking, can we reclaim the 91st day from the terrible memory of the worst day of one woman's life, and can we make it a symbol of a day of possibility? Could we make $91,000 tonight? Could we? I know a lot of you have voted already. Could you do it again? Could you spare $91? Or $910, or maybe just $9.10? Could you let us know that you're hearing me? Could we get there tonight? Could we ensure that for every survivor, the ones in this room, the ones all across the community, the ones all around the state, could we guarantee them a 91st day of empowerment, not setback, of new hope and possibilities, not old trauma and pain? Could we give them a 91st day where they chart the course of the rest of their lives, the lives they deserve, free from violence? Enjoy the intermission, and then we'll get back to dancing.